On a cold, snowy, and blustery January morning. Jordan Camille is a contract range rider, and the winter storm was creating whiteout conditions. Riding near Rayleigh, pushing horses home, Jordan wasn't aware that he was very near the CN rail tracks. A passing train struck Camille, killing his horse and leaving him with serious injuries. He spoke to Delana Nishaw after leaving the hospital, telling her how his horse Rory saved his life.
When I had pulled up and turned around and seen Rory, I had thought he was under there with Rory because I couldn't see him.
The morning of January 12th, Jordan Camille was on a contract job to find several loose horses when he and his horse Rory were struck by a CN train near Rayleigh.
We spotted one horse and I was riding alongside the railroad track was the last thing I recall.
I'm really not prepared to lose somebody this close to my life and to lose Jordan.
When Jordan came to, he called his wife Candace in a dazed state. She knew something was wrong, called 911, and made her way out to Rayleigh.
So it wasn't until I got closer that I started piecing it together, and then having the train stop there was too much of a coincidence and then you start seeing everything come together, and I'd realized that he was hit by a train.
While Jordan was working to retrieve horses near the tracks in Rayleigh, the wind and blowing snow picked up substantially, creating whiteout conditions.
The last thing I do remember was just the wind picking up right out of nowhere, and it was just like the snow was blinding. And like I said, I tilted my hat like that to get it out of my eyes, and that was the last thing I remember.
Rory, the horse Jordan was riding, was killed as a result of the collision, and it'll take a few months for Jordan to recover from his injuries.
Yeah, I got a fractured shoulder, a lacerated kidney, and a concussion.
Mentally, the Camilles are still shaken up by what happened. The loss of one of their horses not only affects the working aspect of their horsemanship business, but their children had grown fond of Rory as well.
Jordan would pony Hunter down on his horse to school, and then he'd have to show up at lunch hour to pick him up on his horse and bring him back home. So he spent quite a bit of time with him.
Looking back, the Camille family says Jordan still being here reaffirms their confidence in the relationship they have with their animals and that someone out there was watching out for them.
If it wasn't Rory, it was his mom who pushed him off, because there's just, you know, you got to believe in a higher power, and you know, his mom recently passed, and I'm like, it had to have been the combination of the two that really saved his life.
You know I got it. Come and get it. Who's your daddy? Who's your baby?
Cheer. Go, Mom!
It was me trying to convince him to get in the horse trailer.
I love you, Mrs. Camille.